Exultant warriors gather here tonight with fire in your veins, forged in the furnace of betrayal emerging from the smoke. With unyielding fury and unbroken spirit, welcome. I want you now to feel every hardened moment you thought you lost everything because they claimed they stole your hope. When the gavel fell, you thought it was over, you thought your voice silenced, but they misjudged. Because just now, the court just ruled. Your money is on the way and someone's paying the price. Every oath, every lie, every manipulation, every crooked deal. Every time they told you no, you were powerless. You kept pushing, and tonight, the scales tremble. Listen how thunder cracks in the sky above to announce the verdict. Your justice, they cannot unring the bell. They cannot retreat from their own guilt. The ink is fresh on that order. You deserve what they owed you. And the judge's hands shook, because the truth landed like a hammer onto their deceit, and the weight of your persistence crushed the facade of their impunity. You recollect the nights when your heart pounded in fear, because some faceless power whispered that your fight was meaningless. You doubted yourself. You wondered if your struggle was madness, if the weight of corruption was too heavy. But your hands pressed forward in the darkness, even when agony burned your bones, even when betrayal's knife twisted in your back, you persisted. Now hear this proclamation resonate in your soul. The court just ordered them to return your money. This is not some hollow promise. This is not a fleeting hope. This is a sworn decree written in halls of law where justice cannot be bribed or silenced, where your worth has been recognized after you endured their games, after they believed your voice would fade. That order rings like a trumpet call that your patience was not wasted. Every injustice you suffered, every sleepless night, every doubt and fear they tried to seed inside your mind, they germinated only to be trampled under the weight of your resolve. You became a living storm, gathering strength. Every insult you endured became fuel. Every closed door, every sneer, every shame hardened your spine, made your will impenetrable. Now the barrier cracks, the wall they built of denial, of lies, of avoidance, begins to collapse. Because the court has spoken and the debts must be paid, the scales must balance. Someone is paying the price for every injustice. Someone is answering for every stolen coin, for every promise broken, for every whispered threat. Visualize the coffers opening, visualize the cold metal kissing your palm, the numbers stamped with truth, the receipts of your fight signed by judges' hands that could not be bought. See them walking to you, shamed but obedient because the law binds them. They cannot hide this ruling, cannot be erased. Imagine your heart thundering when you open that envelope or see those digits transfer into your account. The stagger of relief, the clever gasp of triumph, the taste of victory burning sweeter than any bitterness you swallowed years ago, because now they owe you and understand this. No one returns what was taken unless you demanded it. With every fiber of your being, you walked through fire, you stood facing their threats. You stood when the world told you, retreat, when they painted you as small, when they said law was for others. Not you. You rose. This ruling is more than money. It is validation. It is proof that the world does see you, that the voices silenced can roar, that the powerless can become the empowered when they refuse to bow, when they refuse to surrender. So rise up in your mind, in your muscles, in your dignity. Feel the surge of justice rushing in your bloodstream, like molten iron, like a furnace you built with tears, you built with grit, you built with scars, you built with unbroken promise. Let every doubt that clung to you crumble. Let every fear that whispered at midnight die in the light of this ruling. Let them see that when they rob the spirit, they may steal some things, but they cannot steal the hunger for justice, cannot chain the soul that knows its worth. Know this, payment is coming, and it is more than financial. It is retribution, it is resonance, It is the proof that even in darkness there is light. Even when the powerful believe themselves invincible, they can be brought to heel when we gather truth, when we shout, bold, when we demand with voices echoing. Your struggle becomes their reckoning. Your patience becomes their undoing. Your belief becomes their indictment. The law now stands between you and their lies, between you and their greed, and you have won a battle that few believed you could fight. Now stand as the righteous storm you are, with hands raised with heart, roaring with eyes burning with promise. Know that the ruling is the drumbeat to which your triumph marches forward. Know that each step forward you take from this moment is less burdened by the weight of their oppression. They will try to negotiate, they will try to delay, they will try to find loopholes, they will try to slow the flood. But the order is there, unambiguous, unblinking, carved in legal stone, backed by your relentless fight, backed by every tear, every shout, every midnight vow that you would not be broken. Tonight feel the power surge through you. Tonight taste the justice upon your tongue. Tonight remember that no thief, no liar, no tyrant can escape when your resolve becomes law itself. When your demand for justice aligns with the highest tribunal, and they must obey. Go forward now, knowing that you are owed this, knowing that your money is returning, knowing someone is paying the price for the wrongs inflicted upon you. Let their shame be the echo of your dignity. Let their reckoning be your reclamation. Let their payment be the measure of your worth. Feel the surge in your guts, the electricity in your bones. Let no whisper of despair return. Let no trace of doubt remain. Let the victory carry you beyond this moment, into every tomorrow, into every fight you feared was lost until now. So stand tall, claim what belongs to you. Let the court's ruling be your ring of invincibility. Let the words, "The court just ordered them to return your money," burn like fire across your lips and pulse in your being. Let that be your war cry. Let that be the moment you finally take every cent, every ounce of respect, every shard of justice owed to you. Tonight your money is on its way, and someone is paying the price. The scales are balanced, the verdict delivered, your justice unlocked, your redemption earned, your victory claimed, and no force on earth can take this proclamation from you. Feel it live in your flesh, breathe it with your soul, march forward with your head held high, because the court has ruled, and you are right. You will rise, because justice demanded it, and you demanded justice, and now you receive it. So go forward, beloved warrior, knowing the fight was worth every scar, knowing that the court has not just returned your money, but restored your worth, restored your voice, restored the power that was always yours. March into tomorrow, richer in ways they can never steal, and stronger because you refused to be broken, because you believed, because you demanded, because you rose. Tonight, the price is paid by them. Your justice has been delivered, your money is coming, your victory is inevitable. You who held on will see the dawn, and the world will know that when the court rules that your debts are repaid, there is no force against you. No lie that can stand, no theft that can endure against the weight of resolved truth. So receive it, claim it, own it. Your money is coming, and they are paying the price for your unwavering spirit. And now, breathe deep. The air of justice, let it fill your lungs like storm wind before the reckoning. Because this moment isn't a fluke. This moment is the result of every silent scream that echoed in your chest, when they thought they got away, when they smiled, walking away with what was yours, and you stood frozen helpless, maybe broke, maybe broken, but not defeated. And the universe remembers that it was you who rose when the crowd dispersed you, who fought when they laughed and said, "You won't win," you who refused to rot in silence while the wicked lived fat on your labor. So understand, this isn't just about money. This is about power reclaimed. This is about identity rediscovered. This is about becoming something they never wanted you to become. Undeniable. They gambled on your silence. They banked on your surrender. They poured poison into your hope, thinking it would wither and die. But they underestimated one truth, one primal force that they cannot legislate and cannot suppress: your refusal to be erased. When the gavel came down, it wasn't just wood on metal. It was thunder slamming through generations of injustice. It was the spine of the oppressor shattering under the weight of truth. It was the echoes of every ancestor who was robbed, who was silenced, who was exiled from justice, rising and roaring in celebration, because finally the tables turned, and they are paying. Oh yes, they are paying for what they did, for what they thought they could keep hidden, for what they thought would fade from memory. But we do not forget. We do not forgive easily. And when we rise with the fury of all that was taken from us. Let the record show. Let history remember that when the world told you to give up, you became relentless. When they pushed you to the edge, you became a storm. When they laughed in boardrooms and whispered behind doors, you stood uninvited and made them listen, because power does not ask permission, and truth does not require a stage. You built your case with scars. You submitted evidence in sleepless nights and broken dreams. You presented your defense with the quivering hands of someone who has seen hell but never surrendered to it. And the court did not just see your pain. They saw your power. They saw the mountain you moved with your bare will, and they said, enough, they must pay. They must pay for every delay, every dismissal, every smirk and lie and cold letter. They must pay for underestimating the strength of the person they stole from. They must pay for mistaking silence for surrender, for thinking dignity has no voice and suffering has no memory. They must pay because justice is not a courtesy, it is a storm, and you are the eye of it. Feel that. Not just the ruling, but the shift in the world around you. Watch how they avoid your gaze. Now watch how their smiles fade into apologies. Watch how the world suddenly remembers your name. The same name they mocked or ignored is now written in court orders, in headlines, in stories of courage and victory. And you didn't just survive the fire, you became the fire. And now you are owed not just in currency, but in respect, in space, in acknowledgement, in peace of mind, and in power. And the law has validated your pain, your fight, your refusal to fold. This is more than compensation. It is coronation. It is restoration. It is rebirth. You are no longer asking. You are claiming, and they are no longer dismissing. They are submitting. Because this is not a negotiation. It is an execution of justice, and their hands are bound, and their pride is buried, and their power is over. They must return what they took. And more than that, they must feel the price, the shame, the humbling, the exposure. They must sit in the ruins of their confidence and watch as you rise without them, without apology, without fear. And you don't just walk away with what's yours, you walk away with more. Knowledge, strength, proof that the system can work when the system is challenged by someone who refuses to bow. Someone who walks into the courtroom not with legalese, but with truth burning in their chest. Someone who turned pain into weapon and heartbreak into armor. You are that someone, and you are not done. Because this ruling, it is not the end. It is the beginning. It is the signal flare to others still buried under injustice, still gagged by fear, still believing the myth that the powerful always win it. Is your message to them that justice is slow, but it is real, that power bends when confronted by persistence, that truth is louder than lies when spoken enough times. You are proof, and every dollar that returns to you carries the ink of your sacrifice. Every payment processed is a receipt for your bravery. Every legal document stamped is a testimony that you fought and you won, and no one can ever take that from you again. So walk tall now. Walk like you carry lightning in your blood. Because you do. And those who doubted you, who dismissed you, who thought their wealth or status or slick words would shield them from consequence, they now tremble in silence, because the court just ruled and the mask is shattered. They can't pretend anymore. They can't spin or delay or pretend ignorance. The truth is in writing. The law has spoken, and the sentence is restitution. Let that word ring loud in your mind. Restitution. Because this isn't a gift. It's not a favor. It's not a settlement born of pity. It is what was always yours, and now it's being returned. Because you demanded it, because you didn't quit, because they didn't break you, and because your fire burned brighter than their shadow. You are no longer the victim. You are the one who made them pay. And if they think this is the last time they'll see you, if they think returning your money makes you go quiet again, they are wrong. Because now you have tasted justice. Now you know the sound of your own power echoing through institutions and shaking the pillars of the corrupt. Now you are unstoppable. This moment is sacred. Not because it was handed to you, but because you took it back. With rage and grace, with fury and patience, with silence turned into a roar that could no longer be ignored. Now go forward, not just richer, not just vindicated, but reborn. Let this be the day you stopped surviving and started thriving. Let this be the moment they remember not as their victory, but as their reckoning. And let your story be the spark for 1,000 more. Let your triumph birth a revolution of voices rising from shadows declaring, "Return what you stole." Because you did it, you stood, you fought, you endured. And now the world must pay attention, because the court has ruled and you are not to be denied. And now as the sun sets behind the ashes of their arrogance and rises behind the thunderclouds of your resurgence, you stand in a world remade. A world that once spat you out now turns its gaze in awe. The same offices that rejected your letters, the same signatures that denied your claims, the same cold voices that said, "We're sorry, there's nothing we can do." Those are the same voices now trembling under the weight of a decision that cannot be reversed, rewritten, or ignored. Because the truth is no longer buried. It's official, it's binding, it's a sword now swung in your name. So take a deep breath and let this reality sink in. You forced the system to admit it failed. You made the powerful answer to the powerless. You turned the page in a story they wrote for you, and then burned it. They underestimated you from the beginning. They thought your silence was weakness. They believed your lack of access meant lack of understanding. They mistook your pain for passivity. But what they failed to recognize is this: a cornered soul does not surrender, it transforms. You transformed, from victim to victor, from silenced to sovereign, from forgotten to feared. They see you now, not the version they mocked, not the one they tried to ignore. They see the real you, the one who rose from betrayal with venom in your lungs and steel in your spine, the one who walked into fire and came out forged, the one who took every no and turned it into a war cry. And now the system itself, the very force they thought would protect them, has chosen your side. Not because it wanted to, not because it was noble, but because you demanded it. You dragged justice out of its slumber. You made it look at you. You made it listen. And now it has spoken. So when you wake up tomorrow and you see that balance returned, that figure in your account, that debt repaid, don't just see money. See a monument. See the result of every fight they tried to erase, every sleepless night, every tear that fell when no one was watching, every time you wondered if the battle was worth it. It was. Because this moment, this ruling, this victory, is your reminder that no matter how small they tried to make you feel, no matter how silent they tried to keep you, the truth can still rise, and the righteous can still win. Let your walk change now. Let your shoulders relax. Let your steps grow heavier with purpose. Because you're no longer carrying the weight of injustice. They are. They carry the stain, the shame, the loss. Let them taste what it feels like to have something ripped from their hands. Because it was never theirs to begin with. You didn't take what wasn't yours. You didn't steal. You didn't cheat. You didn't lie. You just fought until the world could no longer deny you. That's the kind of strength they can't measure. That's the kind of soul they can't replicate. That's the kind of fire they can't extinguish. And while this battle is over, your journey is far from done. Because now, with this ruling in hand, with this victory behind you, you have become something more. An example, a spark, a flame that will ignite others. Others who are still waiting for their day. Others who are still drowning in systems that refuse to see them. You now carry the banner. You are now a symbol. And that comes with a new responsibility. Not to go back into hiding, not to shrink, not to say, "It's done now, I'll just go quietly." Number. Now you stand, now you speak, now you become the voice in the crowd that says, "I got mine, and now I'll help you get yours." Because power unshared is wasted, and you, of all people, know what it's like to be alone, to feel powerless, to scream into empty rooms, but no more. Not for you, not for them, not for anyone who dares to believe that truth still matters. And let them watch you. Let them whisper about you in boardrooms. Let them shift nervously in meetings when your name is mentioned. Let them stumble when they see your confidence walk into their space. Because they know now, you are not afraid of them. You are not beneath them. You are not going away. They thought they were untouchable. But the court touched them, and your truth broke through. Someone is paying the price, and that someone is the one who thought they could bury you with paperwork, with bureaucracy, with silence. That someone is the one who thought a few hundred or a few $1,000s would just go unnoticed. That someone is the one who now must answer for their arrogance, because you showed up and demanded to be counted. And you were. So wear this moment like armor. Carry this ruling like a crown. Let it shield you in future battles, and let it remind you that even the most towering walls of corruption can crumble beneath the hammer of persistence. They didn't want you to have a seat at the table, so you kicked in the damn door. And now the court, the same court that once felt so far out of reach, has ruled in your favor. The law is behind you. Justice is behind you. History is behind you. And they are behind you. Because you left them in the dust of your ascent. Because now you walk in power. Because now you are what they fear. And for the rest of your life, remember this. They tried, they schemed, they stole, they lied, and still, you won. Your money is coming. Their day is done. You stood in the fire, and now the flames obey you. Because when you rise, you don't rise alone. You rise for everyone still silent, everyone still fighting, everyone who still believes that justice can be real. And now, they believe a little more. Because you proved it. You stood your ground. You made them answer. You took back what was yours. And now, you walk away whole. And they walk away haunted.